Okay, welcome back. How are you guys doing? So I finally made it back to America, back to Texas. I told you guys when I was in Belgium, when I was in Brussels, that I was going to be making a video about solo travel. So this video, if you cannot see, it's about 10 reasons on why you should solo travel. Now I'm gonna be using my phone, my notes for this because it's 10 tips and I'm not gonna lie, my memory's not that great. So tip number 1, you get to learn how to do things alone. And when I say alone, I'm talking about like you get to learn how to eat alone by yourself. Now, I do realize there are quite a few of you guys who probably eat alone at home because you just like to do that, but what I'm talking about is eating alone in a foreign country, not speaking the language. You get to ask them like what you should get. So just one of the biggest things I feel like you get to eat alone. Now reason number 2 is a lot bigger. It's easier to plan what you want to do. What do I mean by that? You get to be spontaneous. You get to decide like, hey, I want to go see Buckingham Palace right now. I'm going to wake up at this time and go see it. Or hey, I want to go see the Louvre in Paris, France. Hey, I want to see the Mona Lisa. Hey, I want to see the Empire State Building in New York City. So you get to really choose what you want to do. It is your trip. You don't have to worry about someone else saying, hey, I want to do this. Hey, I want to do this. I want to do this. It's really a focus on what you want to do. And we really don't get that opportunity that much in this world. Because either your friends want to go eat here, or your girlfriend or boyfriend wants to eat here, your parents want to do this, people want to do this, professors want to do this, your organization wants to do that. So much going on that you can't really decide what you want to do. All right, so reason number 3, living in the moment. You get to be spontaneous. You could have plans to go to the beach or to go to the Louvre, but then you meet somebody along the way at this bakery, this restaurant, or just at this other place, and now you guys are gonna go hang out or go to this club that night. You guys are gonna go to this party, and you get to experience the locals a lot more. So, side story, when I was in Leuven, Belgium, I went to the Stella Brewery, and this is by myself, solo travel. I solo traveled to Belgium a week ago, and after the tour, you get to drink their beer, right? And really, really great beer. There's nothing like trying beer at the actual factory where it's produced, the brewery. And I met these 2 different guys. This one guy was from the Netherlands, working in Germany, and this other guy was from Hungary, so he's Hungarian, and he lived in Leuven, Belgium. And they were like, hey man, like, we started talking. I don't even know what spurred the conversation, but we became friends just like that. And they invited me to go out with them and to, go pick up some Belgian women in that town, because in Leuven, Belgium, if you guys don't know, it's, I don't like this camera angle, hang on. There we go. Leuven, Belgium is a college town. So, I'm a college student. It would have been really fun, but I had a plane flight at, I believe, like 8 hours from that moment that they asked me to London, and I didn't want to miss that flight. But then also, when you solo travel alone, you need to make sure that you are wise. You can't be getting drunk all the time. Unless it's with friends you really trust. And I didn't know them. They seemed like really great, outstanding, respectable people, but what could have happened if I would have got jumped and everything stolen, or other things that I'm not gonna say on this channel. So yeah, we're gonna end that side story there. Living in the moment, you get to be spontaneous, and you can switch your trip at any moment. Tip number 4, you really get to know yourself better. You get to find out what your inner thoughts are. You get to really truly see what makes you strong and what makes you not as strong. I don't believe in calling anybody weak or using just that word, but you really get to decide, like at the train station, talking to people and trying to figure out what station or what platform to go to so that you can get back to that station, get back to that city you're supposed to be in. I don't know how many times in Belgium I had to stop and ask people, hey, how do I get to this platform? Even when I knew what station I was going to, but the platforms were just hard to read sometimes in French. So yeah, you really get to understand people and understand yourself better. When you're at the restaurant, asking them, what different foods you can try, what's their types of foods, you really get to see how much you're willing to put yourself out there and how much it takes until you're like, all right, I can't figure this out. I need to go ask somebody, what train should I take? All right, so reason number 5, you'll become a better communicator. Now, it is 2019. My generation of millennials are starting to move into the workforce a lot more now, and it has become apparent through other people who are in these jobs, managers and stuff, that millennials don't have the best communication. We've grown up in the technology era. Like, yes, I was born before phones came out and everything in terms of like smartphones. And yes, I used to play games like GameCube, Nintendo 64 on the couch with my friends. before all this online stuff. But my generation, let's face it, we're not the best at communication. You don't have to order pizza anymore on the phone. You can order it through your laptop, on the computer. So traveling alone really sets you, here's the other people in your generation, millennials, it really sets you right here. Because solo traveling by yourself, you have to communicate with other people. Every time you want to get something to eat, you have to try to communicate to the best of your ability, even if you don't speak the language. And you get to talk to people. I remember I was at Midi Station in Belgium, Brussels, Belgium, and I was ordering this chicken sandwich, and this one guy was like, "Hey man, where are you from?" I was like, "From Texas." He's like, "Oh, you're from Texas?" Like, just like that, swear. And I was like, "Yeah." And then this girl walks by who works for him. He's like, "Hey man," he's like, "This is my wife." And she's like, "I'm not his wife." And I just died laughing. It's just like this small little communication things. Like, you have to talk to these people if you're trying to eat. I mean, you can point, but let's not be like that. Communication, a big thing. It's amazing. All right, so reason number 6, you get to understand people who are different, who have different cultures and are from different countries. This is for all my American friends out there. Many times, us Americans, since we don't have a lot of different countries, yeah, we have different states and everything, but we don't have countries right by us like in Europe. So I feel like the biggest thing that we suffer from is thinking that everyone revolves around us. Yes, a lot of people speak our language, English and everything, but there are other people out there that speak other languages. We can feel like the minority quite easily, very easily, when we're in other countries that don't speak English. Pretty much the entire world. They do speak English though, but that's not their dominant language, therefore meaning you're not gonna hear English that much. So when I say that this helps you to understand that you are not just the only country out there, you become a lot more humble when you travel and you truly have to speak to other people and try to like navigate and slow down your speech and try to understand their language and even study up upon their language before you go to that place. All right, so reason number 7, you become more independent and you can cut off the world at any moment. Now, Davion, what do you mean by cut off the world at any moment? When I tell you, there are times when I was in Belgium, I was like, I don't want to talk to anybody today. I'm just going to, one moment. Hey Dad, I'll call you back. I'm making a YouTube video right now, okay? I'm making a YouTube video right now. I'll call you back, okay? When I was in Belgium, there was moments where I was on the train or I was walking and I was like, I don't really want to communicate with anyone. I just want to be here in the moment with my thoughts and just take all of this in and just really have peace of mind and peace of quiet and just put my earbuds in. So what I'm saying is, when you solo travel, you don't have to worry about anyone else who's with you or friends or family or girlfriend or boyfriend. You don't have to worry about any of that because it's just you. No one else knows who you are there for the most part. Excuse me, but it also has the other parallel alongside it. When you're traveling by yourself, you can also jump back into the world and you can communicate to people. You can find and meet different people, friends, ask for directions, ask for the best foods to try, ask for the best places to go in whatever country you're in. Like, you can go from being cut off to being back in the world just like that. When you're back in your home country, you know, you have friends you have to deal with, you have family, you have girlfriend or boyfriend, you have all these different things. You have to go to class, co-workers, jobs. Someone's going to try to talk to you. But when you're traveling by yourself, you truly, for once in your life, have the peace of mind that you are by yourself and you can do what you want to do. And if that means cutting off from the world, you can cut off from the world. If that means jumping back into the world 5 minutes later, you can jump back into the world. All right, so reason number 8, you learn that we are all wired the same. Now, back to Belgium. Whenever I was in Leuven, Belgium, and I met those 2 different guys, one of them was talking to me about his ex-girlfriend, how she broke up with him a month ago, and they were like, hey, like, let's just go out, let's get some drinks, let's pick up some Belgian women. At that moment, I was like, wow, like, these guys are laughing just like me. They're down to go do this. They're down to go, they were down to go party and be college students just like me. Even though they're in an entirely different continent, entirely different country, different culture, they still love to party. They still get their study on and they still do those things. And they still get broken up by girlfriend or boyfriend. And they still, I don't know, like we're all the same. And I wish that many people in this world would realize that. We would have a lot less wars, a lot less conflict, a lot less drama if we would all realize that we are all human beings. Now, listen up. I'm not saying that we are gonna love everyone in this world. We all have differences. If we didn't have differences, the world would be boring and we would not be elevated to where we are today. We would not be transcending and getting better as a society and as cultures. So all I'm saying is we are all wired the same. We are all human beings. And that minute that you try to say that your country is better than another country, or that what they're doing does not make any sense, they're not like us, they're different than us, just think again who you are and what you are. You're a human being. All right, reason number 9. Alone time is healthy. It is healthy. And we barely get that time if you think about it, today's world. Like I said earlier, coworkers are hitting you up at your job. You have to speak for the most part, depending on what job. We're not going into that. At school, you have to talk to people. You have to talk to your professor at some point. You have to say something. There are some classes that you don't have to say stuff in, but sometime in your culture where you're gonna have to say something. Being alone is healthy. You get to really discover who you are. You get to see what makes you tick and what does not make you tick. And it will surprise you on how strong you are as a person. You really will be surprised on what you can do differently and how strong you are when you really travel by yourself and get this alone time that you need. No one's hitting you up. There's not that dramatic stuff. You can really focus on yourself and your happiness. That's gonna be the last reason why you should travel by yourself. It's a lot easier to blend in with the country, with the locals, whatever country that you're in. It's a lot easier to blend in when you're by yourself. Just think about it for a moment. When's the last time you were in America or whatever country you were in, your home country, and you saw someone walking by themselves and you're like, wow, that's a tourist right there. Unless they just look blatantly lost. Never really. So that's why whenever I'm traveling by myself, I put my earbuds in, put my phone in my pocket, and I just walk. Hands in pocket too, and I just walk, and then it just looks like I know where I'm going. Take my turns, boom. And now when it comes to navigation, since I have an Apple Watch, honestly, I just look at my watch, all right, turn left, all right, turn right. Like nobody knows when I'm checking the time. So this is one of the biggest reasons I think when you travel by yourself, you look like a local and you're less of a target. Yeah, you're a target because you're by yourself, and yes, yada yada, the world is dangerous and everything, and traveling abroad is dangerous, but let's face it, your country's just as dangerous. Just many people don't talk about it. Or at least your country does not talk about it. So with that being said, I hope you guys love this video. I'm going to be doing some more videos like this in terms of like solo travel and what you should take and what you need. Comment down below any tips or tricks or anything else you would like to see in my videos. With that being said, I hope all of you guys are smiling, no matter where you're at, no matter what you're going through. If you need some love, something from somebody, or just need someone to talk to, hit me up down in the comment section below. I have my Snapchat, my Instagram, my Twitter, or just comment down below. I really want this community to be one where my subscribers and other viewers who are not my subscribers, you don't have to, can just comment down below and really enjoy the video and just comment what's going on and their experiences with solo traveling. So the question I'm gonna leave you guys with is, have you ever solo traveled before? If so, where have you solo traveled? And hit it down below right here. I'm gonna say it again. With that being said, have a blessed one.